Gemini? It's Arhinna, your tarot life coach, bringing you your February reads. I wanted to tell you thank you for being so patient and kind over this time that I've kind of been out of the mix. I cut my finger, well, my thumb, pretty badly about a week and a half ago, and I had a coffee cup chip off into my finger, and it was pretty intense. I couldn't shuffle, and it was really hard for me to do anything. So I'm back in business, guys. I'm back up and moving around, and no more crying over my silly little thumb. However, I want to tell you guys, big hugs, lots of love. Happy Valentine's Day, in case I forget to say it throughout the read. Now, this is going to focus on the general energies coming in for the month of February for Gemini Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, now if this is your Venus sign, check it out also, all right? I wanted to let you guys, I can't talk, you guys know that I got a new deck. It's an oracle deck that I'm going to be using at the end. It's called Sacred Sites. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a past, present possibility kind of read with it that explains to you kind of like why this month is going the way that it's going and what's going to go into play. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into your power animal. Your power animal this month is the giraffe. And when I'm looking at the other cards that are surrounding the giraffe, what I'm getting from this, because Aquarius got giraffe also, is hold your head up high. It's your time to shine. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your time to step into your element. Also, this is the time to create bonds and relationships with family members. Stick out your neck. Be seen is what I feel like telling you. Is like, get out there, you know. Don't lower yourself to other people's standards, however, but you got to be seen. It's not about being in the background. This one's about being in the forefront, seeing far into the future, having balance and grace, being flexible, the practice of meditation and prayer and yoga. Also, be aware of your blood pressure and your circulatory issues may be at hand. Pamper yourself and learn from discernment. This is the ability to see the untruths. And we have the spirit of truth walking with us. And the spirit of truth is basically trying to tell you is see things for what they are. If you got the rose-colored glasses on, take them things off. And if you're unable to see things for the truth, you might need to just sit back and get a better perspective. And that's what the giraffe is about. It's about seeing things from a different level, I guess you would say. Well, for me, it's like super high because I'm only 4'9". However, Jimmies, this is the animal that's trying to give you some medicine this month. Now, with that being said, I found it quite interesting that Spirit Keeper of the North came out because that's exactly what came out for Aquarius. So it's time for you to contemplate. It's time for you to meditate. It's time for you to connect with your ancestors, mend relationships, watch your dreams. The answers are inside you, waiting to be heard. Stay warm. Create dreams for your future. Repair whatever's broken in your home and your life. Forgive those people and situations that you've been dragging around for a while. This is a good time to take measure of your life. Look at what's not working. Look at what needs to be released and make the repairs that need to happen. Additionally, this is the time to begin dreams and to make plans regarding your future. Reach for your ancestors because they're near. Spirit Keeper of the South is about abundance and prosperity in all ways, surging energy, activity, and movement. So it's almost like polar opposites. You have Spirit Keeper of the South and Spirit Keeper of the North. So I kind of just feel like you're just like moving in all directions, like life is completely changing. This is a great time for medical procedures, and your energy is going to be at a maximum. So that is what I have for you. Let me put my timer on, guys, because if not, I'm going to be talking forever. Okay. Now, with that being said, we are going to jump into our read. It's going to be a 5-card read focusing on the past, the present, hidden influences, advice, and a possible outcome. Now, this is general, guys, so if I say man or woman, just know that it can go either way. Alrighty? Let's bless our deck together. All right, I have pre-shuffled. And as I split the deck, I have the Princess of Wands on one side and the Queen of Cups on the other. So you are dealing with an emotional situation that needs some action. All right. Saint Satil bless this deck for Geminis. They don't want to shuffle. Sun, Moon, or Rising for the month of February. one more shuffle and then it'll be good. There we go. All right, I also have something really special, guys. I have my Sacred Sights deck. I don't know if I just said that or not. I don't know. Went blank totally. That I'm going to be using for a past, present, future read, and I'm super, super excited. So in the past, we were dealing with the Chariot energy. In the present, it's the Hangman. Hidden influence is the Cherub of Wands. The advice is the Nine of Pentacles. And the possible outcome is the Ace of Disc. Hello, baby. And your overall energy is the Nine of Wands. Wow. This looks pretty interesting. Alrighty, so in the past we had this energy of the Chariot. This is attributed to, I think I just went blank. Pisces, I think. Anyways, this is about movement. This is travel. This is you moving on from a situation that you needed to leave, and you actually left it with your head held high. This is Adad, and his animal was the Taurus, or the bull. So I feel like you had to really dig your heels down into the ground, and you're leaving a situation that no longer served your higher power or your higher good. And the reason why I say you're leaving is because you have fought the good fight. You have done all that you can do in whatever the situation is. You can apply this to love. You can apply this to work. You can apply this to a family situation. Now, in the present moment, I do feel like this is where you kind of need to get a little bit more grounded. And this is where you're being torn and pulled in many different directions. And I think that's why we have the North and the South. Because now you have the Hangman, and he's like, what the hell is going on, you know? You can think about this as being torn, or you can look at this as being, let me try to get this straight, being supported by your ancestors. It's all in perspective. When I look at this, what I'm picking up immediately is support. Support is needed, whatever you're trying to decide, and whoever's arguing around you or making it difficult to decide, those situations almost need to be pushed back to the pushed back. Because at the moment you need to get both feet on the ground, because there's only one foot on the ground, and so both need to be very level, and you need to understand what's going on before you can make a decision, because I think we're dealing with financial matters or something that you've worked really, really hard for. I have 2 9s in your read so far, so I'm telling you, some of you guys might be moving addresses, might be moving jobs, might be moving on. Something's moving. There's a lot of movement going on in this read. Now, your hidden influence right now is the Cherub of Wands, and I want to see what spirit is walking with you, the ancestor of tribes. All right, so this is telling me that you need to be very aware of the energy that you're putting off. The rabbit energy is also known as the fear animal. But this is almost telling you to watch the way that you're acting, because whatever you're thinking, you're going to manifest it in leaps and bounds. So if you're thinking positive thoughts, those are going to flourish. Anything you start right now is going to move forward, all right? This is about humility and moving carefully, moving through your fear. Support and help without ties. This is like a community-based, the end of isolation. Okay, so I remember the giraffe, and the giraffe was all about bonds. So I feel like you're going to get close to somebody. It's almost like you've been alone for such a long time. You don't remember what it's like to be cared for or loved. Not that you're like a miserable person, but it's like your walls have been so high that allowing people to get close to you is really difficult for you. But for some reason, you're letting your guard down this month. And you no longer want to fight anymore. You're done fighting and you're ready to move on. All right. Now, the advice is the Nine of Pentacles. And what I'm picking up with the Nine of Pentacles is you've already laid the foundation, my friend. You've already put in the hard work. You've done what you need to do. And now it's time to reap the benefits, which is the Ace of Disc. Whatever it is that you want to begin, whether it is love, whether it's finances, whether it's career, it is going to flourish. This is your star seed. This is you planting with the heavens, because this is gaining everything and this is walking into it. All right. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and clarify, what are we moving on from with the Chariot? I want to know. What are we moving on from with the Chariot? I think that's it. The end of isolation. That's the 3rd 9. So there's a lot of good energy coming in, a lot of completion of cycles. This is like a big month for you, Gemini. super excited. I feel like you're like busting through that front door, and you're just ready to just like, look at me. That's what I'm hearing in my head. Look at me, look at me. The giraffe. It's you can't help but to see it. And that's kind of how you're standing out this month. You can't help but to see who you are. And you deserve it. I feel like you've kept yourself hidden for a while. You've been behind the door for so long, and now you're coming out of it. I feel like the Chariot is like busting through that door. Now I want to see the hidden influence. You don't even want to shuffle. Hidden influence with the ancestor of tribes. Come on, cards. Oh, Lord, this is beautiful. The 10 of Cups, guys. This is like you finally getting what you want. A happy family, no longer feeling isolated, no longer feeling alone. This is success. This is one of those months that you're probably going to pinch yourself and be like, what the hell? You know, this is super awesome. When I see the 10 of Cups, this is when he goes and he gets the secret of everlasting life, okay? And he finds out that the plant that he needs, and this is Gilgamesh, that he finds out the plant that he needs in order to have everlasting life. But this is like too good to be true kind of feeling. That's kind of what you're feeling. And that's why I think you have to move through it with humility, is because it's almost like it's so good to be true that if you keep talking about it, people are going to think you're bragging because you're just actually really that happy. But it's been such a long time, Gemini, since you've been this happy. So congratulations, you deserve it. I feel like it's a good thing. But you know, sometimes you have to watch who you're telling because they won't want to celebrate as much as you do. And I kind of want to see what the advice is with the 9 of Pentacles. Another 9. So I'm just telling you, you're just starting over on everything. This was your nightmare. It was something you were so afraid of, but now it's coming through for you. So if you were afraid to fall in love because you've been hurt in the past, I'm telling you, this is the time to let your guard down. This is the time to let somebody in. It is time to show people everything that you have working for you. And it's possibly with an earth sign, because I have the Capricorn God here, had the 9 of disc here, and the Ace of disc here. So for me, and then I have Taurus energy also. So for me, I feel like maybe it's an earth sign coming in for you who's trying to sweep you off of your feet, which is going to look very beautiful, but you're afraid. So the advice is, instead of being afraid, you see this one arrow that's coming out. That's your thoughts. That's what you've been praying for. Instead of self-sabotaging yourself, allow this energy to break free. Allow it to go up. Let those thoughts be released. Mend those relationships so that you can have your new beginning. Okay? So that's what I have for you this month, Gemini. Holy moly, that is like super, super awesome. Yeah. Now, with that being said, I want to go ahead and jump into your Sacred Sites card. And all I got to say is, Gemini, you couldn't have had a better February, all right? You're like the first sign I've read for that I'm like, damn, this is really nice. So you have aphrodisias. I don't even know how to say this, okay? But the energy, the focus of this card is love. How could you get any better than love for the month of February? And this is located in Aydın, Providence in Turkey. So the lower portion of this card, which is right here with the 2 swans, all right? This is considered your past. This is named after the Greek goddess Aphrodite. This sacred site is dedicated to love, passion, and beauty. The swans on the card gaze lovingly at each other and represent Aphrodite's desire to bind people together in love. So, what this is trying to tell you is you are urged to make your heart receptive to love. You may have encountered heartbreak, perhaps from the ending of a sexual relationship or from a family rift. Consequently, you have been neglecting yourself. Remember that you are worthy of love, from others, from yourself, and from your Creator. All you need to do is believe it. Once you love yourself and appreciate your inner divinity, the void will be filled. So in the past, what's led up to the situation that's probably made you feel like you're being torn apart instead of being held up and living a nightmare is because in the past, you've been hurt so bad and you've been behind those closed doors and your heart's been shut off, but now your heart's ready to be open, almost like it's afraid to be open, but it's a new beginning. It's that time. It is time to be open, okay? Now, in the middle world, which is right here in this little building, that's like considered the present day, okay? This is also a sacred site and has been dedicated to love. The Assyrians worship their goddess Ishtar, hey, here, and later the Anatolians dedicated to their goddess Cybele. So with this, what they want you to understand is here is take a few moments now to imagine the fertility rites, the belly dancing, the sexual acts of worship. Those in the cult of Aphrodite knew how to embrace the feminine sexuality and attraction, becoming both mother and lover in order to connect with the divine. Okay, but then they came through and they wiped out and they made it a Christian site. They stripped the church. Okay, so at the present moment, this is what it's asking you: who denied your love? Who stripped bare your temple? You can heal from those feelings of abandonment of unrequited love and replenish your well of love. For 1 week, keep a diary listing all the things, big or small, that happen each day to trigger feelings of love. Whether it's like, oh, this and this happened, somebody gave me a sweet card, whatever it is that made you feel loved, write it down. Remember that you are loved, because it's what we remember. It's called story. Well, for me, it's called restoring. I can remember things and remember the negatives, or I can start pulling the stitches of good stuff that came through those moments. And if I can stitch those together, then I have recreated a better story for myself. Not that I'm trying to live in a fantasy land, but I'm trying to see what were the benefits of the situation. So it's saying, yeah, you might have been heartbroken. You are dealing with it. However, this is what's waiting for you. Okay? Now, with that being said, the upper world, which is right up here, where we see Aphrodite, she was born of the sea foam that formed around the severed manhood of Uranus, okay, which has been tossed into the ocean by his son Cronus. Now, what this is asking you to do is, whether you are male or female, open yourself up to sexual energy of the love goddess. Love who you are, appreciate your body, and no longer be embarrassed to show your true self to the world. This is like hold your head up high. That's why I think like the giraffes came out for you. It's your moment. You are who you are, Gemini. You're a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful individual, inside and out. And you need to let people see it. And I think that's why we have the North and the South showing up. From head to toe, you are everything, and you deserve to be loved. And I think Geminis, y'all have had it pretty rough lately. So it's that time, guys. It's your time to shine. And I feel like you're going forth and you have like a very grounded energy around you because of all of the earth that's coming out for you. With that being said, this is your month to embrace yourself as far as love and as far as embracing self-love. Remember, it is really easy to have somebody pour love into you, but it's one of those things when it's a give and take, when you have to pour as equally into someone as they're pouring into you, that it makes it more meaningful. So that's what I have for you this month, Gemini. I hope that it resonates with you. Please let me know what you think about these cards. I think they're freaking amazing. I love the way that they're cut down into the past, the present, and the possible future. So with that being said, Gemini, big hugs, lots of love. Happy Valentine's Day. Go love yourself and love somebody else, because somebody's definitely loving you this month. And if you're interested in a sweetheart special, remember that you can get a love reading with a self-love spread for $15. Hit me up at arianaluciano@gmail.com. All right.